So I have a really weird story complaint with this game, and I know Sonic games aren't like meant to be immersive, super involved stories, except like Adventure 2, I'd say, and maybe Adventure 1, barely. Adventure 1 is a lot more chill, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if I'd call it like a super story-driven Sonic game, but Adventure 2 definitely is. If Tails realizes something is wrong with that robot, why doesn't he tell anybody? Why doesn't he tell them that, oh, hey, it's Metal Sonic, we should probably do something about that? It's like, that's kind of something important you should probably bring up, but he kind of forgets to do so. Again, very minor nitpick. And also, like, there's always the argument of why doesn't Rouge tell Shadow about his past, and just kind of leaves him wondering? Because Shadow's entire inner conflict could be resolved by Rouge just being like, hey Shadow, you're not a robot. But she kind of doesn't, because she doesn't even know. But like, there's a moment where Rouge and Shadow are bantering at the end cutscene, that the cutscene that kind of partially cuts off in terms of subtitles, but did we skip a platform? We skipped a frog, so cool. I guess we can just fly over that. Where Shadow says, after Rouge says she's gonna steal the Master Emerald, Shadow says something's never changed, which implies, yes, this is the original Shadow and not an android, so... But it kinda doesn't go anywhere because they still need a plot for Shadow the Hedgehog, so... There are little hints that's the real Shadow all along, even though it's not explicitly stated. There's a thing up here, and I don't know what's up here. Oh. Peril. Nice, good reward. Okay, actually we made it through there. They're remarkably easy, so... I'll take it. Depending on how fast we get through Team Sonic's storyline, I'm not sure if we should start Chaotix's storyline or just do something different. Because I kind of want to play Smash Bros, if we're being perfectly honest. So I'm a little bit torn of whether we should start Chaotix's story today if we make it through Team Sonic's in a reasonable time frame. Because if we start Chaotix next time, we might be able to finish the game. Because I'm really worried Chaotix's story will take like 3 hours, so if we can cut that down a little bit, that would actually be good. So we're probably just gonna stick to Sonic Heroes now that I think about it. This plant is weird, you want to jump into it, not fly into it, otherwise it'll kind of mess up your jump. It's kind of a weird quirk that I've had to learn from playing this game and dying repeatedly in this pit because I hit the fruit wrong. And again, how I remember this after like 10 years, 10 plus years, I'm not exactly sure how I still remember some of these little ins and outs of character movement. You ever just have a game like that where you can pick it up like at any time in your life and you still remember everything about it? That isn't this for me, by far. This is definitely not like that, but I have a couple key moments that are like, yeah, I remember what to do. I don't know what that game would be for me. Probably Super Mario Bros. 3 or Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I'm continually impressed by people who like are able to memorize like routing for Xenoblade Chronicles and like Persona and like Final Fantasy. Like people who speedrun Final Fantasy in like 10 hours have entire step counts memorized. It's like, how do you do that? How do you like... Okay, that was neat. Okay, game. Nice. Thank you for showing me a secret I never knew about. the expense of extreme stress because I forgot to activate the frog. But hey, I learned something new. There's a key down there. I really do like how many secrets are in these games. Like, I never knew that was there because I never fall down there, to be blunt. I swear Sonic stages are even shorter than Shadow's because they're not lasting nearly as long. I think there's less combat, and combat tends to slow down this pacing a lot, so the lack of combat makes it a lot easier to breeze through.
That was tight. You sure it's safe around here?
So Lost Jungle is where we're introduced to more frogs. Frogs that can basically make plants wither rather than grow. Also, we kept dying here on Team Dark, and I still question how that kept happening, because this is not a hard fight. And I'm still trying to remember Chaotix's level. I know it came up last time, or the time before, like what is Chaotix's level? One is like a stealth mission, and the other is like finding a lost Chow, I think, but I don't remember where the lost Chow is. Also, I don't know if you can cheese that, so you can still climb up. I'm pretty sure you can't, because I kind of tried jumping off to the side and it still didn't work.
Leave it to me. Let's go. Let's go.
Here we go. Level up.
I wasn't really wanting to chance where that rail went, so I kind of abandoned ship there pretty quickly.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Another game I think I have a pretty good grasp on is Super Mario Sunshine, other than Blue Coins. Like, I can tell you where basically everything is in Super Mario Sunshine, except where the blue coins are, because that's 240 things to commit to memory, and I have not committed them to memory. But I can tell you basically how to get every shine semi-efficiently in Sunshine. I know, a very niche skill set there.
Leave it to me.
Super Mario Sunshine was one of the first games I played, so I have a ton of nostalgia for it. Therefore, I find it kind of immune to a lot of the criticisms that people lobby against it. It's like, I've seen people legitimately say Sunshine is the best Mario game, even over Odyssey, and while objectively I don't think I can agree, subjectively I actually probably would agree. It's like, objectively I think Odyssey is a better made game, but there's something about Sunshine that keeps me coming back a lot more than with Odyssey. Okay, that almost deposited me right into the water. That would have been smooth. Also, the frog didn't activate. And Knuckles' voice line still activated, even though the frog didn't make the fruit fall. So that was weird. Again, it's a case of, I don't know how much of this is because I'm not playing on actual hardware, and how much of it's just Sonic Heroes being Sonic Heroes, because let's be honest, this is kind of how this game operates. This is kind of normal. Yeah, like, subjectively I think I probably prefer Sunshine, but I will say Odyssey's like, you don't fall through floors in Odyssey nearly as much. As just one example of why I separate the terms. That's why I always argue good versus fun, because you can have fun with a bad game, but you can also not have fun with a good game. Like, Sonic Generations is actually a really good example of this, where I think it's like one of the best made Sonic games ever, but there's a certain charm that's kind of lacking compared to like the adventure games.
Okay.
So it's like, in this case, Generations is still really good, but it's like, there's something lacking about it, personality-wise, so I kind of prefer adventure in sort of a weird way. But I can also admit, the charm is lacking as the Chow Garden. I mean, you are probably right. I'm so very confused by why Sega doesn't monetize it, basically. Like, they have a gold mine, they're sitting on a gold mine. They could make like a mobile phone gotcha Chow Garden and make a ton of money. But they're not ever doing that. And I still don't know why they wouldn't do that. Like, imagine having to spend like 5 rings per golden Chow egg. Or like for a 3% chance at a golden Chow or a Sonic Chow, or they could do all sorts of Chow themed after different Sega properties for like a gotcha game.
Leave it to me.
Maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe I shouldn't give Sega ideas.
Let's go. Let's go.
If they remake Sonic Adventure 2, do you think there would be a Joker costume for a Chow? Since Sega owns Atlas now? Because there are talks of remaking Sonic Adventure going on right now. They rehired, or one of the original artists for Adventure, I think 2 rejoined Sega recently, which people are talking about and in great length. One of the heads of Sega, Sonic team, commented that they're looking into the possibility of remaking the Adventure games, or at least Adventure 1. And yeah, I also agree with Sunshine, it's a lot of nostalgia. Also not doing this, I mean, like, every time they do a poll, Skies is like top 10. So they can't even use the no one would play it excuse. Because clearly Sega's fans have been very vocal that they want Skies Arcadia. And I want to play Sky. I could actually. Cough cough reasons. But I've actually thought about streaming Skies, but blind RPGs are just not the thing I like to do because I get lost super easily. Also, you don't have to apologize for typing slow. I did this thing where I type so fast that everyone types slow to me mentally. Like, I've had people say I type really fast, and it's true. But it's at the point where I legitimately kind of think everyone else types comparably slow because of just how fast I type. Because I don't think before I say things. So it's probably not good that I type as fast as I do. Also, Resident Evil 2 Remake is looking really good. I don't remember there being a blue hedgehog in Resident Evil 2 though.
That was one heck of a battle.
I meant to make that joke during Shadow's playthrough and I forgot, so there. That's my redemption. I finally got to make that joke.
Sonic, Knuckles, we did it!
Look, it's that hedgehog.
Wonder what the big rush is all about. Bet you those guys will end up getting in my way and making trouble.
Hey, isn't that...
Sonic!
Talk about being stubborn and full of surprises.
Long time no see, boys. Too bad you had to come all this way for nothing. We'll take it from here.
What'd you say?
Sensors locked on Eggman. Non-compliant intruders will be destroyed.
Didn't you know? We have a date with Eggman, too.
Is that so? Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
Hey, that's my line.
What was with that hedgehog that looked like my twin?
Annihilate.
The best way to greet those you haven't seen in a while.
The joke could even be deeper, just saying, because reasons I'll probably talk about in Mystic Mansion, because this fight's not gonna take very long, or Hang Castle, but I could have made the joke even better. Never mind, this fight's taking forever. Yeah, let's swap. And yes, I would really want Skies, because I hear everyone rave about Skies of Arcadia. Like, everyone talks about it positively. So it makes me want to try it as someone who really likes JRPGs of that era. Like that 90s to early 2000s RPG feeling, which is kind of something you don't get out of these games nowadays. It's a very different vibe. Even from like action RPGs like Tales. You're offering your assistance if I ever decide to stream Skies. I appreciate it. I might do a blind, like a playthrough on my own first, but I might stream it blind. I haven't decided. Wow, I really could have explained that joke by now. This fight is taking like exponentially longer than it normally does.
Yes!
That was like the worst fight I've had in forever against Team Shadow.